Good afternoon, Dominica, and welcome to Talk on the Block for today, Thursday. It is the 25th day in the month of June 2026. My name is Dr. Thompson Fontaine, sitting in for Matt Peltier. Today, we have an exciting program lined up for you. Already, we have a full studio, yeah. Members of the Cicero Singers of Dominica. You'll be hearing all about their plans and what they intend to do in the next few days. We'll also be talking to a gentleman from Guadeloupe who is working on setting up some action group here in Guadeloupe on behalf of Dominicans. We'll be talking to him later on the program. So stay tuned. All right, so we're going to do this, and when we come back, we'll start the conversation with our group from the Cicero Singers.
1 year ago, the seed of faith was planted, and today we are in awe of what the Lord has done. Abundant Grace Ministries joyfully invites you, the entire community, of the first ever 1 year church anniversary celebration under the theme, The Tree Begins to Grow. Join us from Sunday, July 12th, 2026 at 4 p.m. in the Apostle Estate next to the Spanish Church for a life-changing service with guest speaker Pastor Paul Ricketts. Expect an atmosphere of praise, prayer, worship, deep revelations, thanksgiving, and a timely word from the Papa God. Bring a friend, bring a family member, and let's celebrate the growth and abundant grace ministries. This service will also be carried live on Z King Radio and Q95 FM. Ordinary people doing extraordinary things.
Dominicans, enjoy your property, protect your property. You homeowner and businessman, protect your property, enjoy your property. Can't wait for the hurricane, can't wait till you flood again, can't wait till your roof fly out and all your business coming out. Remember, no insurance company will insure your property when a storm is approaching. Get ahead of the hurricane season and insure with a company who gives you the assurance of payment for your valid claim. Come speak with us today at the New India Assurance Company Limited, upstairs AC Shillingford and Company Limited, 24 King George Street, Roseau. Bring along an up-to-date valuation from a qualified engineer and get insured today.
The hurricane season is upon us. Q95 FM Radio, your lifeline during the hurricane season. Stay informed and stay prepared.
I have a surprise from mosquito road and flies. Pop makes all of them die. Don't bother with the long chat, Pop tell you why. Pop makes all of them die.
Times are hard, but you've got to include Pop on your grocery list to protect you and your family against all flying and crawling insects, especially dengue mosquitoes. Pop's powerful formula kills insects fast. Pop is best on pets.
Pop makes all of them die.
Get serious, get back.
Pop, 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 make all of them die.
Welcome back to Talk on the Block. It's 6 after the hour of 1 o'clock, and we are in studio with quite a number of exciting young people and young singers from the Cicero Singers of Dominica. Let me say good afternoon to all of you, and thanks for coming in.
Good afternoon.
All right,
Yes.
that sounds like singing already. Yeah, so it's good to have you. Can you just introduce yourselves
Of
to the
course.
audience and
So,
tell us who we are with
good
us?
afternoon to all the amazing listeners of Q95 right now. My name is Jade Lindsay, a member of the sixth form Cicero Singers, and we are so excited to be here to talk about our upcoming annual production. That's Roots and Resonance coming up this July. And of course, in the studio, it's a full house. We gave the call to our members. Who wants to join us on radio to talk about production? And quite a few members showed up to share the love, to share the culture with you guys on Q95. So of course we have some oldie members who've been in the Cicero a while now, and some newbies, some fresh faces. With the Cicero Singers, a lot of our members, they join us from the college level. That's traditional, of course. Once you graduate high school and you enter sixth form, now Dominica State College, you join Cicero Singers if you're interested in the arts. So, of course, we have some new members here joining us, and they're going to talk just a little bit about the experience. But right now, Cicero Singers, we're gearing up. We are 3 weeks away, guys. Just about 3 weeks away from our annual production. That's Roots and Resonance. It's all about, as you can guess, going back to our roots with beautiful choral music and drama. If you've ever been to a sixth form production before, we do everything from classical music all the way to the traditional Caribbean folk drama that features a very enticing script, you know, always coming with a moral of the story, very traditional writing style that you'll find without throughout the Caribbean. So Roots and Resonance is coming up this July 10th and 11th and 12th. The first 2 nights, Friday, July 10th and 11th, will be at the St. Gerard's Hall in Roseau from 8 p.m. And on July 12th, we will be at the Portsmouth Catholic Church from 7 p.m. So, of course, we're not keeping everything in Roseau. We are heading up north because everybody should get a chance to experience the culture. So, July 10th and 11th, St. Gerard's Hall from 8 p.m. and July 12th, Portsmouth Catholic Church Hall from 7 p.m. Tickets $60 only to enjoy such amazing choral music. But enough about those little logistics about production. I'm going to just hand it over to our newbies right now to just let you know a little bit about the experience of being a Cicero singer, what it is like being part of cultural performing arts in Dominica. So who's going to go first, guys? Who wants to go first? All right, so
Okay.
introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Adia John Baptiste. I'm a newbie. I joined last September.
Mm-hmm.
So this is my first production.
It's your first production, yes.
Uh,
What parts in the choir do you sing?
I'm an alto.
You're an alto. Awesome. Same here. Yeah. So, how has it been joining Cicero?
Since I was a little girl, it has always been a dream of mine to be a Cicero singer. I always used to go every year, even when the Cicero singers would perform at the Arawak House of Culture. And from then I made up my mind, I have to be a Cicero singer.
Yeah.
So as soon as I graduated high school, I waited a year. Waited
Yeah.
a year. And then I joined.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And how has the experience been so far?
It has been very, very great
Yeah.
for me. I love to perform, although, I have stage fright.
Yeah.
I know. But it's like the sense of community that Cicero Singers has. It's amazing. And I love that for us.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. So all about community love
Yes.
and fulfilling a childhood dream
Yes.
of yours in the arts.
Yeah, and
That's
the arts.
beautiful.
We love the arts.
course
And
we love the
Dominica
arts.
doesn't have that many outlets for the
Yeah.
arts.
That's true.
So Cicero Singers is really like one of the biggest groups you can join for the arts. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. And it's been amazing to meet you and have you join the altos, in Cicero.
I love it here. I love it here.
Yes. It have a little bias, every part loves their part the best. Every
Right.
part thinks their part's
But
the best.
we all know altos are the best.
Exactly. We got it on lock and key. And quite a few of the newbies who are joining us in studio right now are from the altos.
Mhm.
Hey. So thank you for sharing. Who wants to go next? Yeah, who's ready to go next to just share a little bit about the Cicero experience? So introduce yourself. Let us know who you are.
Hi everyone. My name is Eliana Joseph, and I am a newbie alto.
Hey.
For me, being a part of the choir honestly is a really magical experience. I feel like that's the best word I can use to describe it. Like Ada said, just seeing the community and the impact that it has on people, hearing how much people love sister singers as someone who wasn't really exposed to it and is kind of new to the experience, it's really been enlightening to be a part of it as someone who loves to sing, also seeing the community within Cicero, seeing old members interact with each other, interact with new members, forming new bonds. It's really been enlightening. It's almost like having a second home.
Nice.
Okay, hi, to all the listeners. My name is Ria Lloyd. I am a new member of the Cicero Singers. Not new to the group, in that I've been around a lot of Cicero alum. I've followed them for most of my life, but new to the choir. What can I say about my experience? If I have to be very honest, it's nothing like I've experienced before. And I have been in the arts for all my life, from calypso to performing on stage. But Cicero Singers is a world apart, and the takeaways from this group, what you're able to learn as an artist, it makes you more wholesome. So I'm really appreciating stepping away from being a soloist to being part of like they said, community where you can really develop every single skill required to be a wholesome artist. So I'm thankful for the opportunity. It's been a pleasure being in this group with everybody in here so far. And I don't know if I mentioned, but I am a part of the best part of the choir, which is alto. So big up to the altos. I'm biased. But it's really been an enlightening experience.
Nice.
Okay, so hi everyone. I'm Serena Harris. I'm a newbie mezzo soprano, which in my opinion is the best. So basically, I really enjoyed being part of Cicero Singers so far. Everyone has been so welcoming and supportive, and especially the old members, especially towards new members. And also, I love the ability to be able to move people with music. And as a person who loves music, I really enjoy being part of this choir. And
Thank
it
you.
has been an amazing experience so far.
Amazing. Well, I'm quite impressed with all of you, the newbies as you call them. So how long has the Cicero Singers been around? How many years now?
So
Okay, hi everyone. Let me just introduce myself.
Yes.
My name is Samaj Bernard. I am the Public Relations Officer of Cicero, and I'm a part of the best part of the choir. I mean, we are the tenors. Without the tenors, there would not be quality. But a little bit of history about the Six from Cicero Singers. We have been in existence since 1994. So this year will be our 32nd
Wow.
year. We put on our 32nd annual production. It was started by students of the Sixth Form College who moved from high school to Sixth Form, and they had the outlet of singing in choirs, and they wanted that at college, but they couldn't access that. So they wanted to create a group of that, and the first person they approached was the legendary Auntie Pearl Christian to become the very first director. A little bit history about that. Auntie Pearl did not maybe have a little faith in young people being interested, so she missed the first meeting. And when they was like, "Hey, Auntie Pearl, we were looking for our first meeting, and she was like, oh my God, I feel so bad. She's like, put it on again, and then we'll come back. And they had this second meeting, and she was there. And that was the birth of the Six from Sister Singers. And since then, we have been blessing Dominica's ears with our choral music of reggae, recently bouyon, calypso, folk music, soca, a lot of Caribbean genres, but worldly genres as well to entertain people. So that is the brief history of the Six from Sister Singers.
That is awesome. I mean, I've had the privilege to see you guys in action, and I must say I've been always impressed with the range. You know, as you said, you play reggae, the folk song. I particularly like when you play the folk part of it. You know, and the way everybody moves together and in unison and so on is really something. And I'm sure the Dominican public is looking forward to seeing you guys again and with your new singers and so on. And then we have another gentleman, I'm sure, who wants to introduce himself and tell us a little bit more.
Okay, good afternoon to all the listeners. My name is Warren Edwards. I am once again a part of the best part, that is the tenors. I've been in the choir, I think, for about maybe 12 years, give or take. So my part actually calls me Papa Tenor because I'm the longest serving tenor. I must say I'm just happy to be here, and I'm happy to experience this, especially with the new members. Really and truly, it's been a pleasure to help them grow and to see them grow. Their level of confidence, their performances, their facial expressions, their energy. You know, it's just very refreshing as a senior member to see upcoming generations show an interest in the Sixth Form Sister Singers and our culture. And I just want to take the opportunity once again to remind everybody that it's going to be an amazing show. It's going to be only $60. And I know some people may think, what am I getting for $60? You're getting a great experience. You're getting a family experience. Sister Singers shows is not just for adults or for the elderly. It's for people of all ages, the children. There are songs for children. There are songs for teenagers. There are songs for the adults. So there's a bit of everything for everyone. So I want to encourage everybody, please. It's only $60 and you're going to have an amazing time.
Excellent. And you said it's $60. Where can the tickets be obtained?
So our tickets should be available by next week. Tickets can be purchased from any Cicero member, as well as Bullseye Pharmacy and Valentine Shoe Store.
All right, but so tell us a little bit more about what we can expect. I know you touched on it, but tell us a little bit more about what the experience will be like for persons who are coming to see you on July 10th to the 12th.
So I'll take over from here. Good afternoon. Good afternoon to all of our listeners. My name is Nigel Peters, and I am also an esteemed tenor. I believe that protocol has already been established about our greatness, so I don't need to go down that road again. But you can experience a demonstration of our labor of love. We started our production journey in January. We took a short break after our December performance schedule, and then we got to work learning songs in January. One of the things that I really want to inform the public about is that we are very inclusive in terms of our production. Choreography is done by the members. So we all contribute to what you see on stage. What you can expect is nothing short of magic. I know that word has been used already here, but it really and truly is a magical experience once you sit in the crowd and you come to our production. You can expect music that's going to inspire you, music that's going to have you thinking about certain experiences you've had in life, make you laugh, make you want to dance. I remember last year I was looking at this lady in the crowd and she did not know which part of the stage to look at. She was holding her head. She was like, oh my God, this part is good. And then she's, oh my God, this part is so good. And I'm there trying not to laugh because she was honestly losing it. And last year we did medley dedicated to Nasio Fountain, and this lady just put her hands on her head and she was just meditating in that moment. So we really touch people's lives during these productions that we put on. From myself, I was handpicked by some members back in 2002 to perform during the intermission, and I had a conversation with that member just recently, and she was like, oh my God, I remember you. And that just goes to show that we as members also look out for talent. We are very encouraging and supportive. And what the public is also going to see is character development at its finest, because some of the new members come in with the talent but not sure of themselves, not strong, and then at the end of the exercise they are on stage like they have been professionals doing this for years. So we too, as older members, are proud of their growth, and the public gets to see that as well. So many things are happening, but it's this beautiful package that we put together for 3 nights of what we consider our own pulsating rhythms event. So,
Well, this is awesome, and I'm glad that we have such a good group there of the tenors, the altos, and all the other parts. So I guess you guys can give us a little sample. I was looking for your music, but you want to give us a little sample of what we can expect? All right.
Have a almost form.
All right. Excellent. All right. So let's give our audience a little taste of what to expect.
We can bring out a video manager.
All right. That'll be- Let's see what let's go. All right. Let's go.
With a chorus.
Yeah. With and chorus.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Let's go.
Dominica, we love you, we love you. Dominica, our love is remain true. We sing of your wonder, our voices we raise. Yes, Dominica, we sing your praise.
Wow. You see I'm shivering. This is incredible. Wow. What can I say? This is awesome. And I know you guys are going to do a really great show on the 10th and the 12th, 10th to the 12th.
Yes.
And you're going to be in Portsmouth as well on the 12th at 7:00 at the Roman Catholic Church or hall at the church hall,
Yes.
and then it's in town. It's at the St. Gerald's Hall
Yes.
on the 10th and 11th at 8:00.
At 8 o'clock.
All right, that's excellent. I know we don't have much more time, but just tell us, make another appeal to the audience in terms of what more they can expect.
So, of course, Sixth Form Cicero Singers is excited to be putting on Roots and Resonance, our annual choral production featuring everything from classical music to Caribbean genres and the traditional folk presentation, the drama of the production, from July 10th to the 12th. On the first 2 nights, July 10th and 11th, we will be at the St. Gerard's Hall in Roseau from 8 p.m. And on Sunday, July 12th, we will be at the Portsmouth Catholic Church Hall from 7 p.m. Tickets are available at $60 EC, available from all Cicero Singer members, and from next week, available at Valentine Shoe Store and Bullseye Pharmacy. So if you're interested in supporting young people, if you're interested in choral theater and just the production arts and wanting to see something that can really tell you a story and inspire you to do something amazing, it could be if you love poetry, if you just love listening to music, if you love to sing, if you love Broadway style theater, the drama of it all. The Cicero Singers production is where you need to be. Do not miss out on it. It's going to be 3 amazing nights. Bring the family, bring your friends. You won't regret it. Roots and Resonance.
you don't want to miss it this year at all. You really don't want
You
to miss
really
it.
don't.
Yes, I know. I know. Very typical. So tell me, in terms of the size of the chorale, how large is it?
We are 32 members.
32.
32, 33 members strong this year. So it's
Wow.
quite a large choir. So you're going to definitely be able to hear all the different parts. You know, we only mentioned a few here, but we have the contraltos, that's the lower range of women's voices. We have the mezzo, or soprano, second soprano. We have top sopranos as well that will sing the really high notes, often like the whistle notes, you would call them. We have then in the male part, we have the tenors, well represented here with us in studio. And of course, the basses, which is sing the lower range for male voices. So it's going to be an amazing blend. You're going to hear maybe some pop songs that you only hear, in one part in a whole new way because of just how the arrangement is done. So it's going to be an opportunity to open your experience and your tastes when it comes to music and theater in Dominica.
Excellent. And who is the musical director currently?
That is Marie Pascal Afana. So she's on the line. Well, hi, Marie. But yes, so Marie Pascal Afana is, well, correction, Dr. Marie Pascal Afana is our current musical director, and she's been doing an amazing job. We love Marie. She has been so amazing in teaching the parts and giving us opportunities to also express ourselves throughout the planning of this. So it's been amazing.
This is awesome. Well, someone is just saying there. In fact, let me just get it.
Wow.
they're liking this, and in fact, it's just so. Hold on a minute.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I look for that.
Yeah.
You know, I think this little sample was so good that I think you cannot leave before giving us another sample. I think that is what's going to get the people out and
Yes. So, of course, yes. And of course, big up to our president as well, because we have our musical director, that's Dr. Marie Pascal Afana, but the current president is Shanika Bogart. So she's also been absolutely amazing. And she's an alto, you know, so just the whole leadership, the entire executive within Cicero, it's made up of the members, right? It's not anybody external. It's the members who have shown leadership and who really want to continue to push the choir to new heights. And with Marie, Shanika, and the executive, they have been pushing for us to continue to grow musically and for this production to really just be an amazing experience for everyone to witness.
Excellent.
Yes.
All right, so have you guys agreed on something to leave us?
We don't want to give too much because quite like our production is going to have songs from our repertoire that you may know already, and also a lot of new pieces. So we don't want to spoil too much right now for the repertoire. You kind of have to save, and you have to save your voices for those 3 nights because we have been practicing multiple times a week.
Okay.
We have practice tonight, getting ready for production, so yeah.
All right, that's excellent. All right, so it's happening on the 10th to the 12th
of July.
And it's just $60.
Just $60.
Only
$60 for quite a packed production. You are going to 3 hours.
3 hours.
It is
okay, that is fantastic.
A 3-hour production. So yes.
All right. So again, we just want to invite all of Dominica, and especially those around the Roseau area, to come out and support. 36 years, I mean, that tells everything.
Yeah.
In terms of your longevity, the ability to continue over all of those years, bringing good quality productions to Dominica. And I wish you guys every success. And I can say that I'll be present as well.
I'm looking forward to it.
To witness this fantastic display. All right, we have a call. It may be somebody wanting to ask you guys a question, so we're just going to take this call.
Sure.
Yes, good afternoon, caller.
Yes, good afternoon, bossman. I was just listening, and I always like to listen, And it's a group I always admire, from small, And I don't think that their music, which is our culture, has been marketed properly. I don't believe that the radio station is really marketing our music for us. That's good to answer because there are some nice songs, very nice songs that you can listen early in the morning, late in the afternoon, and if you're doing something in the garden, in the garden. So I just want to big up them for being there and letting the Dominican people know that the folk singers, they are still alive and they are young. But in closing, I was dissatisfied with all the vibrant speech that the lady had when you ask her to sing a second song for my grandmother to listen to them. I'll ask her to reconsider that, please, because, I think she could be, it's a 3 minute thing. So reconsider that before you get the response. Bye-bye. Yeah.
All right, thank you very much.
Yes, but definitely, like he said, with Cicero's Singers, we do sing a lot of Dominican music, and we have a very big surprise coming up in this production. I'm not going to say anything more than that because you need to be there to witness this. It is definitely going to be something that we will be doing to honor Dominican music, really. So you definitely have to make sure you come to that because, it's all about supporting home first, right, guys?
All right. Okay, let's take this other caller. Good afternoon. Welcome to On the Block.
Good afternoon, Sister Singers. One time to see, I'll come and see you. I'll come and support you.
Thank you.
All right. All right. Thank you.
Talented, or you have great voice. I'll be there once I reach to see. Looking forward to enjoy. Every year, I enjoy it, Every year, you come and sing to the elderly. So I come in to support all you this year.
I'm excited now.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much, caller. This is great. And I think we have one other caller, or we lost this caller. All right. Well, thank you guys. Thank you so much for coming and thank you. And I wish you guys every success on your production. As I said, I'll be there in person to witness this excellent presentation.
Awesome. Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Awesome.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
People of the Maho constituency, calling everyone from the Maho constituency. The United Progressive Party is inviting you to a public meeting at the Maho Market on Thursday, June 25th at 7 p.m. Come here from constituency candidate Loftus Lofty Durham, a man of principle, and party leader Joshua Francis, and other speakers. Come and hear firsthand how our plans include you. United Progressive Party, together for progress.
Madam Boboy Madi, Laukali, Idipoti Bryce and Company. Yele Rice and Company, the only company I know with Bryce was cooking motor and back and neck. Now in the last one is short. I said Bryce, in the old plus nefla, where you have a roofing material and seamless gutter ring. Yes, 24 gauge carbonate, all colors. Ever open Nipu gas peel agent, they program the computer to give you the exact size you want. And the seamless guttering aluminum that can better withstand the elements you have in an easy way. So no leaking after a while. And so much more. Bryce and Company, the by 8 bank close to the old mill at Enfield. Telephone is 617-2468.
We are ready.
We are ready.
We are ready.
We are ready.
We're ready.
We're ready.
We are ready.
We are ready.
We are ready.
We are ready.
We're ready.
We are ready.
Just we are ready to see big matches and big moments. Watch the World Cup live on Digital Plus TV. The front row seat to every match, every moment. Digital Plus TV, bringing you closer to the game you love.
Great things happen when we crunch together. So crunch and share the love with KFC's bucket together. $45 gets you 6 pieces of chicken, 2 fries, 1 corn, 1 biscuit. With KFC, there's always chances to win big. 3 winners, 3 destinations for an all-expense paid trip with Sunrise Airways, St. Martin Carnival, St. Kitts Music Festival, and Lucian Carnival. $1,500 spending cash, hotel accommodation, event tickets, and ground transportation. All you have to do is purchase a bucket together. Write your name and phone number at the back of your receipt and drop it in the drop box. KFC's finger licking good.
Tio Kubule, c'est ça nous cabouet. Tio Kubule, c'est ça nous négouet. Hele Kubule, nous caché des fois. Ferme Kubule, pavé en dit encore. Bacalache, Bacalache, Bacalache. Tio nous aime Kubule,
Drink responsibly. Auto Trade is introducing our very own mobile app. Yes, the Auto Trade app is here. From scheduling your service appointments, request financing, checking our vehicle and parts inventory, to receiving personalized coupons and sales specials. Life is so much easier with the new Auto Trade app. Download the Auto Trade app from the Play Store or App Store today. Call us at 255-6800. Auto Trade. It's more than a vehicle, it's a relationship.
Welcome back. Welcome back to Talk on the Block for today, first day. Of course, we had a really exciting time earlier with the Cicero Singers of Dominica, the sixth form college Cicero Singers. And of course, you're encouraged to go hear them in all their splendor on the 10th to 11th at the St. Gerald's Hall. And on the 12th, that will be taking place at the Portsmouth Catholic Church for just $60. So be a part of this. All right, we are joined in studio by a gentleman, I'm sure, who's graced the studio of Q95 in the past, but he is back with us today. His name is Mr. Linton Scotland. He hails from the village of St. Joseph, and of course, he's one of the very few Dominicans, even Caribbean persons, to reach the heights. Very, very top official of the energy sector there in the United States. In fact, during the presidency of Barack Obama, Mr. Scotland was part of a committee that was advising the president on energy policy for the United States. So this is quite an interesting and important gentleman. But more than that, he's been giving back to Dominica over many years, and he's here today to tell us about some of the initiatives that he's been involved in, and also some of what he's looking forward to doing here in Dominica. So let me say good afternoon to you, Lennon. It's good to have you.
Good afternoon, Thompson. Nice to be with you. Nice to be here in Q95.
Yes, certainly, Linton, is good, and I'm glad you're able to join us. I know you love Dominica with all your heart, and and even when you were flying all over the world as a business executive, it was for Con Edison, right? These are the guys generating power in New York.
Yes. So my last role, I was the chief procurement and supply chain officer for Con Edison in New York, and Con Edison is one of the largest utilities in the country, actually providing electricity, gas, and steam to all the boroughs of New York. So Manhattan, Queens, Brooklyn, the Bronx, and what have you. So very reliable company. And when you think about it, when you have Wall Street that you're supporting and all the other financial services, outage is not something that's you can even think of.
Yeah,
right?
because that could result in people dying and all the rest of it, and looted and everything else. Remember in 1977 when there was the New York City blackout, and, and the chaos that caused.
Yeah, then the president was calling the CEO of Con Edison, and everybody was on the phone.
Yes,
what's going on. Yeah.
Yes, but so that is excellent. I mean, you worked at the very highest level in the energy sector there in the United States, but also you've been giving back to Dominica. And I recall after Hurricane Maria, a few days after Hurricane Maria, I recall receiving a call from you and wanting to make contact with our local Domlec people because you were able to secure a huge generator for Dominica. And that is somewhat, people may not be aware of, but that is one of your contributions in the past. And I think it was a sizable piece of equipment that was donated to to Dominica, right?
Yes, actually, so after the hurricane, I mean, Dam Lake was basically down to about 6 megawatts of generation, right? And so generation was needed. And again, with contacts, we were able to connect with the folks at Dynergy at that time in Houston, who the CEO is a friend of mine, somebody I've known for a long time, and basically say, hey, Bob, we need generation. And, you know, he basically said, hey, anything we can do, we'll do it. And he says, I have a 15 megawatt gas unit. Do you want that? Well, we couldn't use a 15 megawatt gas unit in Dominica because that's not how we set up. And also, when you think of the total capacity of Dominica, right, it's about 16, 17 megawatts. So 15 megawatts is basically everything, right? But we wanted to substitute some of what we had. So we were able to get a good size mobile diesel unit, right? And we were able to get that from California. That was one of the sites. And, you know, credit to the folks at Dynergy at that time. They basically got us that unit, moved it to St. Louis, and then reconditioned it for Dominica standards, and then did all the, basically like a brand new unit. And we shipped it to Miami and then down to Dominica. And fortunately, actually, some years ago when we had the, what do we call, blackout? Not
Blackouts. Yeah. Outages. Frequent. There were some frequent outages.
Yeah, that unit was very helpful. It was first at the stadium, and now it's at Foncolay. And so I had a chance to actually see it in operation. And the folks at Dam Lake were really gracious that when we came down with Bob Flexon, who was the former CEO of Dynergy, they did a really good job in showing their appreciation for that. So yeah, that was really good. So I got a chance to see that unit in operation just recently, and also visiting the geothermal facility that we have and the work that's happening there. And those things are critical, right? When you think of energy, it's important people know that years ago, historically, right, we just needed to get our lights on, right? That was about it. But now the world is so different. I mean, the whole internet system, so your public safety, health systems, everything is tied into that. So loss of electricity is huge. And so it has become a critical infrastructure when you think about it, and having a reliable source of energy. So that is the most important thing, right? Reliability of energy. Affordability is another important thing, right? We have some of the highest cost of electricity in the Caribbean, and there are reasons for that. But also how we diversify our generation source. So you think of hydro, geothermal, solar, and diesel, and whatever, when you have that diversification, it helps you, so you're not relying on one source. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, it looks like we already have someone who may have a question for you, so I'm going to allow it and say good afternoon. Oh, okay. We lost that caller. I guess they will try again. Yeah. Of course, feel free. I'm talking to Mr. Linton Scotland, of course, who's done his part and contributed. In fact, I remember that very clearly, because after he made contact with me, I was able to contact Miss Adina Bellot, who was the PRO at the time, yes, and the managing director of Dam Lake, and they were very, very eager to get this. And I'm glad it worked out. And in fact, I think it is still probably very much in use here.
But it was a team effort, right? Because there were a lot of people on the ground and then in the diaspora that helped, put in the legal documents together, mm-hmm, because it was a gift to the people of Dominica, right? That's how it was approached. And so a lot of folks were helpful in doing that.
All right, excellent. So let's go back to the telephones and let's see. Good afternoon. You're Talk on the Block.
Yeah, what's up, brother? What's up?
Okay, doing well. Thank you.
Well, I see you have a gentleman there. Not I see that. I understand that you have a gentleman who during this station at this place. And I talk about high costs, and there's a reason for high costs here, that we have the most expensive, we pay the most expensive, we pay the most money for lights. Okay, so the lights is much more expensive in the Caribbean. I want you to explore a little bit on that for me. Why and what we can do to get the costs, a little lower than how it is there now. And I heard you talk about geothermal, but they're explaining to me in Dominica that we need geothermal, And I understand yesterday about a backup battery. Now I ain't talking about backup, whether you have geothermal with solar power, air, whatever. I want to explore a little bit so let us understand what is really happening in Loda about geothermal, because we are new to it, we don't understand it, we get in shortage, we don't know what that's causing it. Suddenly they're giving a story. The Prime Minister saying don't actually do that. Why is he not drawing all the money from that? So just give us an idea, sir. You know, because I myself I really go down on the ground in the backyard, and every year that come out, I have to try to understand it whether it ever sent or not. Bye bye.
All right, thank you very much, caller. So yeah, I think the context is, and I guess he wants to understand why it is that our rates are so high, and also he's interested in finding out about the whole geothermal, because the understanding was that when geothermal was introduced, the power, the cost of electricity would have gone down, and they're not yet seeing this. So okay, I wanted to hold that thought, Linda. We're gonna come back. Let's talk to this individual on the phone. Good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon.
Yes, my friend from the radio. Okay? Yes. Yes. I just want to say that it does be very interested in listening to you. And when somebody asks you from where you say from St. Joseph, but you have to say St. Joseph / Salisbury. You have any idea who's calling? Listening to you.
No, I don't, but Moses Sunshine Driver Bawi.
Yeah, that's the people are speaking to me right now.
Oh, Wavell, yes, that's one of the best cooks in Salisbury. Yes, absolutely. So yeah, Wavell. My dad is from Salisbury, my mother is from St. Joe, so I say Moses Sunshine Driver Bawi.
Yes, I like to flat talk. Anyway, I'm listening.
Thanks.
All right, thank you, caller. We are going to go back to the telephones with your calls, of course, and but also, all right. Why don't we take your response on this? The reason why we have these high costs, and also the deal on the geothermal.
Yeah, so I'm not an expert as to what the current situation is. What I was speaking in general is the importance of diversifying your generation source, right? So in terms of generation, we were primarily diesel generated, right? When you could just see what's happening in the cost of fuel, right? And with the Iraq-Iran war and the impact, and just you know what we're paying for gasoline, what we're paying, all of this cost, it's transferred. And also the fact is, we have to bring those things in, so transportation costs is much higher, right? So that's a huge part of the cost system when you have diesel generation. The reason I say that diversification is important because you have the sun, which is natural, it's there, and so the cost initially is high because the infrastructure you have to put in, the cost is high. The pallets, the panels, the transfer, all the things that is needed. Even on the geothermal side, right? Just to put that plant together and in there, it's a high cost. So anytime you generating electricity, it's a high cost infrastructure cost, right? Your capital cost is high. And so then you have to say, how do you recoup that cost, right? So what we see is because we are, small 16, 17 megawatts, right? That's small. I'll tell you, when we would when I was at NRG, one of our plants was 1,000 megawatts.
Wow, just one plant.
One plant. And that was and we had hundreds of plants, right?
Wow.
So NRG at that time was generating over 50,000 megawatts of electricity. So you could imagine your economies of scale, right? When you have that kind of volume, your economies of scale is going to be much lower. Your cost of capital is going to be much lower. But when you have a small 16 megawatts, so
yeah.
that impacts it.
Yeah, certainly. All right, let's go back to the telephones. Good afternoon. You're on Talk on the Block.
Just be a member of the Sister Singer.
Sorry? Are you not quite
Did,
getting?
did I just hear you say you're a member of the Cicero Singers?
No. He's no, he's not.
Blessings to you, Doc.
Yes, indeed, blessings. Good to hear you.
All right, blessings. Linton, Scotland.
Yes, sir.
Just what are you, a nuclear physicist? Physics?
No, my background, I'm a chemical engineer, right?
Oh, a chemical.
Yeah, so
engineer.
A lot of my work was spent in the chemical space, but material space, but also electrical space. So even though I'm not an electrical engineer, I spend a lot of time working for utilities. So like NRG was a huge generating company, generated electricity. Now,
for what area? For
all over the United
all over
States,
the US,
and also in Australia and a couple other areas. Now, when you think of electricity, it's very basic, right? You're boiling water, you're making steam, you turn in a turbine, and that turning of the turbine creates electricity, right? So so from a chemical engineer standpoint, we understand a lot of the basic chemical aspects of it, the bottom line, the basics. After that, it gets a lot more complicated.
Okay. My concern is, Doc, as a Dominican man, not because St. Joe, but a Dominican professional to the highest level on the world stage, I believe you're being underutilized, or if not utilized at all. If you can assist in bringing that kind of mega generator to Dominica, although even if it was given as a gift or aid or whatever it is, are you being utilized at all in our planning, in our generating, in our cost cutting? In what area are you being utilized in Dominica? Or if not at all, and why? Because to me it's a little strange. I'm listening to you there, and Dr. Fountain introduced you and talk about the generator and all of that. Bless your brother's soul. Why is his name again? Ashby, Scotland. I heard he passed on a couple of years back.
Yes.
Blessings to you and your family. But can you comment on that? Are you being utilized or not utilized at all, or being underutilized? What's up with that level of expertise? Thank you.
Yes. So thanks very much, Blessings, and I appreciate your comment. For me, I've always been about giving back in many different ways. And so I look at giving back, whether it's on the energy side, but in other segments, promoting Dominica. So I will share we brought a whole group of Black business people to Dominica at the start of the year for wellness and relaxation. Now, these are folks in the top echelon of businesses in the United States. It's basically who is who of Black corporate leaders that was there. And we had a good group of folks, and we were able to explore Dominica. And there's folks from all around the United States, and they were like, wow, this is amazing. So that aspect of promoting Dominica, coming to places where we can visit the waterfalls, the hot springs, and what have you. So that's one way of giving back. The other way for me is with what we do with the students. So I am on the board of trustees. I was on the board of trustees. I'm now what I call trustee emeritus at the University of Dayton. And we bring students in what they call the Ethos program. So it's engineers in technical opportunities of service learning, right? And we bring those students to Dominica, and we want the university is very interested in restarting this.
Mm-hmm.
And
you did that for a couple of years,
yes,
right?
We did.
For 3 or 4 years.
Yes.
You did that. You brought students from the United States, from that university, and they were engaged in different manufacturing concerns here in Dominica.
Absolutely. Right? So we were in coconut oil. I'll tell you, we worked with Barnes Farms at that time, and these were chemical engineers, right? And so they were able to increase the yield of coconut oil. So if you would get a gallon of oil, it might take you 50 coconuts. Now you could get 3 gallons of oil in the same 50 coconuts, right? And so that was one of the projects we worked on. We also worked in the Kalinago territory. And so that is and the cultural immersion, right? So these are American students that come here and they actually get immersed in the culture, learn the culture, and appreciate the culture. As a matter of fact, one of the students married a Dominican.
Oh wow, interesting.
Yeah, and they have a wonderful son, and she's now Dominican.
Okay,
right. So
interesting.
that wasn't the original plan, but that happened. But so yeah, we do that, and I think the aspect of education. So to blessings to your question, am I being utilized? I look at it of am I maximizing the opportunity to provide support and give back to Dominica, right? So that's what I try to do. That's what's in my control, and that's
Yes.
what I can do, and that's what I'm doing.
And Linton, I don't mind. I hope you don't mind me saying this. Can I say what about what we spoke about yesterday and your new role, or you don't
Yeah.
want me to
Oh,
repeat that?
no, not yet.
Not yet. Okay, it's a good thing I asked.
Yeah,
All right?
yeah.
But all I could say on this is that you're being utilized elsewhere, and it's important that I think someone with your experience and expertise in that area, I think would do tremendous good for us here in our energy sector. All right, let's go back to the telephones. Good afternoon.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon. Welcome to Talk on the Block.
Yes, Mr. Scotland, how are you doing?
I'm doing well.
I'm just sitting there listening to you. You should pick up the voice. You talk about the coconut oil.
Yes. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing good, man. Good to hear you, Dominica, man. Hope it's good.
Going well.
Yes. Yeah, man, that was really good coming to Dominica and just looking to improve what we are doing in the area of processing. But
Hello, caller.
Yes.
Did we lose you?
yes,
Okay, I
so
think
we
we
are
are
still
back. Yes.
we are still continuing the work, ensuring that we continue to add value. And I do not know whether another question I was going to ask if your school is still continuing to do the program.
Yes. So, I mean, the program.
Thank you.
The program is a global program. They send students all around the world, right? So when we established the one in Dominica, I was at the university last December, I think it was, and met with the dean of students, met with the head of the program. They were so excited about coming to Dominica. But I will tell you what is important is we have a host liaison here in Dominica that we can partner with. When we did it some years ago, and I'll tell you, Savre McKenzie was very instrumental in that with the Dominica Manufacturers Association. And they were the host group, and Barney's Farms. And also, so we had a partnership here that we could, work with. What is important for any university when they send the students overseas is duty of care. So they want to understand where the students are going, who are they going to be with, the situation in the country from a safety standpoint, health standpoint. So there's all the things that the universities focus on because they're entrusted with care of young people. And so when we did the program, we were able to establish that basically really well. In the villages that we were, the police folks knew that, okay, those students were University of Dayton students, and the health systems, we if anything happened, here's where to go. So we had those things set up. I think that is important that we have that on the ground ready to go, and the students are more than willing to come. And the university wants to send them there because they did a really good job. They went back. As a matter of fact, the students presented to the board of trustees of the university about their program, what they did in Dominica. So we want to continue that, yes.
Excellent. All right, let's go back to the telephones. Good afternoon.
Yeah, just quickly, I understand you with your level of diplomacy, not wanting to muddy any waters or ruffle any feathers, but it seems like it is not at all. Because if you are utilized elsewhere and you are talking about all what you have done in giving back, I know, do not respond to even what I am about to say. But I'm just saying it would be a shameful and embarrassing situation to have that level of expertise. And if it can be utilized elsewhere, why not here? And why? So to me, something is very, very, very wrong about having resources, these brilliant minds all over the world, and they're not being engaged in the whole development process. Look, you talk about the coconut oil. When you could get, let's say, maybe 1 gallon, now you can get 5 gallons and so many things. And why? It is something to be demystified. But to me, it's not a mystery. I understand, but it is a damn shame to see people like you can be utilized, like Dr. Dale Dungaben. He go elsewhere when he could not be utilized, when they refused to have him engaged in any serious development here. So hold your head up, my brethren. Do not say anything. All right, I understand that level of diplomacy in response or in responding to me. But God bless you and take care of yourself, sir.
God bless
Yesterday, I
you.
give you a quick little talk when I saw you passing. Be careful.
Say hello to your mom for me. Blessings. She's a wonderful. She was actually my mom's best friend when they were growing up, so I know her real well.
Okay.
Miss Retnella.
I will. Blessings.
Hello to you, Miss Retnella.
All right. Yes, indeed. So, what is next for you? What's
So for me, it's having recently retired from Con Edison, so I have more freedom of time to engage in things that are important to me. So I tell folks, have not retired. I've retired, but not retired from life.
Right.
And so even yesterday, I was with Sam Raphael and looking at the Soufriere primary school or the
primary
preschool,
school,
right?
Soufriere preschool.
That Jungle Bay is
Has
building,
adopted?
right?
Oh, they're
actually
building a
yes.
preschool.
And it is amazing. So again, those are the kind of things that we can do. I try to focus on what I can do, not what I can't do or dependent on other things. So again, a shout out to the folks all the folks at Jungle Bay that's work in the community, and then that school is going to be amazing. The kids are going to be really in a great place. So it's those kind of things I'm doing. We'll be bringing back more of the business executives to Dominica for wellness and relaxation, and then the projects like what we're doing with the engineers in Ethos program, or working with Barnes Farms and the others, and there are lots of opportunities. So it's those kind of things that bring me joy, and that's what I'm going to continue to do in Dominica, and then there'll be things I'll be doing in other places.
Yes, indeed. Well, it was great having you. Thank you so much for coming and talking to us, talking to the Dominican public, and thanks as well for all your support. I know you've been very much engaged, although you've been overseas, but your heart is in Dominique, and I know every chance you get, you're here, and you've always been contributing in some positive manner to this country. And I'm sure going forward, you will be utilized a lot more. I'm absolutely sure, given your expertise and all of the wealth of experience that you have. I mean, after all, if you can advise the President of the United States, then you probably can advise a Prime Minister here in Dominica.
Well, I'll tell you, there are lots of other people like me, and even in Cornet, I'll tell you, we have a great group of young people that are Dominicans, and they're some of the best and brightest. And I mean, we have a WhatsApp Connect group, and those folks are amazing. So it's not only me. There are lots of folks
lots of Dominicans out there who are with it. Well, let's hold on for just a little bit. Someone wants to say something. Good afternoon to you.
Yes, Benson, I listen to the gentleman. It's very vibrant. He knows what he's talking about. He has visited the geothermal. He has brought people into Dominica. In Dominica generator, we never hear about that generator. And there are certain things that we've seen. I would like to ask him that, have you ever approached the government of working with them, or is he trying to bring a thing that he can expose energy in a better form in Dominica? Because you see, as blessings, people just say blessings this and blessing that, but blessings not this and blessing that. Blessings is a sharpshooter. He will not question what he was, listen to what he says. And certain things he's saying does make sense, but some people just find it nonsense. So I want to ask you, please, The only problem we have in there with like the cost, this, that, and the high science you have in your head, where you say you work with the biggest set of people already. Man, once you can meet Obama and you can work with Obama, you're a superstar. You understand? You haven't got to go and beg anybody for anything in Dominica the way you speak in now for favor. So I try to wonder now, are you being blocked in developing better energy in Dominica or soda power or some kind of thing? Something fishy is in my backyard. Tell it to me, please, before you go.
So,
Something fishy.
I appreciate your comments and your questions. I haven't been blocked, right? I've been spending time, and I've met with the CEO of Damlek. I've met with some of the board members of Damlek. I've actually looked at their strategy and then kind of provided some guidance in that area. So, from my perspective, I am not looking for a job, right? I'm not looking to be employed at any place. Most of what I do is provide guidance and help and support. And in some cases, because my space was procurement, and so I understand, the supply chain aspect of getting generators, getting transformers, getting cable. And because those are things that I had to do when I was at Con Ed to make sure that we have all the cable, all the generators, all the transformers, all the switch gears that were necessary to make sure the plant is reliable, right? So those are the things that I had to do. And that's where I can provide. And the relationships I have developed globally, right? So like with the generator we've got from Dynegy, it was a phone call. And this person said, hey, Linton, anything for you, we'll do it, right? And so having those kind of connections around the world, and even when we went to looking at cable, right? So going to Milan and meeting with the CEO of Prismium, or going to Switzerland and meeting with the folks at Siemens and AAB, right? So those were the relationships that you build, and it's relationship capital, it's supply relationship management. So those are the kind of things that I can help, and understanding the market, right? Understanding, everybody's looking for transformers, right? Everybody's looking for switch gears. But how can you get what you need when you need it, so you don't have the shutdowns or the blackouts and those kind of things? That's it. So that reliability, that's key, and so that's kind of things that I do. So to your question, I haven't been blocked from anything. I've provided guidance where necessary, and that's what I'll continue to do.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Linton. I appreciate it, and I'm sure we'll have you back sometime in the future. Thank you for dropping by, and we wish you the best as you enjoy your short vacation here in Dominica.
Thank you, Thompson. Always great to be here. To the people of Dominica, we all want people, right? And so let's continue to work hard and do the best for our beautiful country.
Absolutely. Thank you. When we come back, we'll have yet another guest for this afternoon. But we'll take a short break and we'll be right back.
One year ago, the seed of faith was planted, and today we are in awe of what the Lord has done. Abundant Grace Ministries joyfully invites you, the entire community, of the first ever one-year church anniversary celebration under the theme, The Tree Begins to Grow. Join us on Sunday, July 12th, 2026 at 4 p.m. in the Apostle Estate next to the Spanish Church for a life-changing service with guest speaker Pastor Paul Ricketts. Expect an atmosphere of praise, prayer, worship, deep revelations, thanksgiving, and a timely word from the Papa God. Bring a friend, bring a family member, and let's celebrate the growth and abundant grace ministries. This service will also be carried live on Z King Radio and Q95 FM. Ordinary people doing extraordinary things.
Introducing the new Caribbean paint from Do It Center. Durant paint and wall covering from Do It Best quality paint, giving you the same great interior and exterior quality, the same color matching technology at an incredible price. Available in black, satin, and semi-gloss. Visit us on Google Road or call our paint department at 255-6896. Do It Center, your partner in home improvements.
Respect to the maximum. Guada, Dominica.
Dominica, Guadeloupe, then and now, the Oxford trade, music, culture, education, sports, tourism. Are we maximizing our relationship with the French Antilles, in particular Guadeloupe? Dominica, Guadeloupe, then and now. Creole Handmade faces off with Ezra Winston on Friday, June 26, 11 a.m. on Q95 FM. Holder of a bachelor's in broadcast journalism and master's in political science from Brooklyn College, New York City, and former marketing officer for the French Antilles and Discover Dominica Authority. Ezra Winston, are we market-led or product-driven? Ezra Winston takes a microscopic view of our relationship with our closest neighbors on Creole Handmade on Q95 FM, the big station. This Friday, May 26 from 11 a.m. Dominica, Guadeloupe, 10 and now. Matches.
Et voilà! Fuel your farm with premium animal feeds at Blue Box. We're excited to announce a major expansion to our lineup. Blue Box Farm and Garden Center is now your go-to supplier for high-quality animal feeds. From poultry to livestock, we provide the specialized nutrition your animal needs to thrive. Our feed portfolio includes poultry solutions, swine care, small pet and livestock. Visit Blue Box in Roseau on the corner of Hanover Street and Drury Lane, or Blue Box Goodwill, 66 Federation Drive, Goodwill. Let's bloom together.
People of the Maho constituency, calling everyone from the Maho constituency. The United Progressive Party is inviting you to a public meeting at the Maho Market on Thursday, June 25th at 7 p.m. Come here from constituency candidate Loftus Lofty Durant, a man of principle, and party leader Joshua Francis, and other speakers. Come and hear firsthand how our plans include you. United Progressive Party, together for progress.
Fresh Market Pharmacy has expanded to customers with its new additional location at Best Price. 2 convenient locations on the Dame Eugenia Charles Boulevard and at Best Price Riverbank. Fresh Market Pharmacy provides over-the-counter medication, health and personal care, prescription drugs, and natural supplements. Our experienced pharmacists and technicians provide the best quality services. Call 225-6883, 255-6875. WhatsApp 316-0310. Your prescription bill just got lowered.
Looking to start your next home improvement project? Do It Center has everything you need from foundation to finish. Whether you're building, renovating, or just sprucing up, you'll find a wide selection of construction materials, lumber, tools, finishings, and of course, Do It Best quality paints. Perfect for every room. Now with 2 convenient locations on Goodwill Road and Coke Street, it's easy to shop in person, or you can browse the full collection online at store.doitcenterdominica.com. Need delivery? They've got you covered. Do It Center offers island-wide delivery, so your purchases reach you wherever you are. Visit them today, and the friendly, knowledgeable staff will help bring your home improvement dreams to life. Do It Center Dominica, your partner in home improvement.
We are in the hurricane season. Don't forget to secure your home, board up windows, reinforce garage doors, and trim trees to prevent damage from flying debris.
Hey, what's up, digital family? Let me ask you something. Ever notice how paying a bill always feels harder than it should? Passwords, logins, trips to the store, all that time and effort? Yeah, nobody has time for that. Sweet and simple. Introducing SwiftPay, the fast and secure way to pay your digital bill online in 3 easy steps. And the best part, you don't have to log in. No app to download, just straight business. Anybody can use it. Once you have your account number, you're good to go. Here's how it works. Step 1, enter your account number. Step 2, add your contact information to get your receipt. Step 3, enter your card details and submit. And just like that, payment done. Quick, faster than a Swift Sport on a highway. Now you might be wondering, is it safe though? Of course, this is Major Mistake approved. SwiftPay uses the same secure system as the MyDigital app and meets international PCI security standards. That means your information is fully protected, no funny business. Pay with Visa, MasterCard, or American Express. Credit or debit, easy. Once you're done, you'll get a success page. That's your official receipt. Download it, save it, or get a copy by email or SMS. Just remember, make sure you enter the correct account number because your payment goes exactly where you send it. And no, SwiftPay isn't replacing the MyDigital app. The app is still there for full account control. SwiftPay is just for those moments when you want fast, no login, no hassle payment. So next time your bill is due, don't stress. Go online, use SwiftPay. 3 steps, no login, instant payment. Simple, secure, swift. That's SwiftPay for you.
Welcome back. Welcome back to Talk on the Block. And we have a very special guest in studio. He's from Dominica, but he's also French. Alors, aujourd'hui, nous parlons seulement en français, d'accord? Ok, d'accord. Comment ça va? How are you doing? Ça va?
Yes, I'm good, thanks. Thank you for having me.
All right. So we have in studio with us a guest. We could do the whole interview in French, but I know there are many of us who only speak the Creole. But we have a gentleman with us, Mr. Kent Shillingford, and he's resided in Guadeloupe for over 40 years, but has a love for Dominica. And he's engaged in a very interesting exercise that he told me about, and I just wanted to share with the rest of Dominica. So welcome again to the studio, and tell us a little bit more firstly about you and your connection to the French islands.
Yeah, effectively, good afternoon, Dominica. Good afternoon, my people. And it's a great pleasure to be there with you this afternoon to share my experience. And the reason I wanted to come to this station is to share my engagement as an activist. And being an activist is the first reason for being an activist is to educate our people, to better know Guadeloupe, the French country, better know the policies, and effectively better know the policies, and to avoid the mistakes that we have done during the past. Encourage the young people, try to educate them about the danger of trafficking drugs, the danger of trafficking cigarettes now. We hear often about cigarette trafficking, guns trafficking as well. To explain to the young people that if we come together, we organize ourselves, we have good lawyers in the French country, we can gain much more than going trafficking drugs, cigarettes, guns, all those things there. You know, when you want persons to respect you, you have to respect them as well. Okay? And secondly, to explain to the Dominican people the different advantages that we have in the French country. You must know that the French country is very open, very open. It's a different policy. You just have to try to understand the different policies and get to it. Your rules and laws, your rights, everything can be respected. But for that, we have to take initiative. And unfortunately, in Dominica, we are not taking sufficiently initiative. We are not trying to understand the French country. We always, as I said the last time when I came on studio, always want to put ourselves in a situation of inferiority towards others. And this is just a false perspective of Guadeloupe. Okay? So being an activist, I am against all what is extremism. I am against all what is fanatism. I'm against all xenophobia. I'm against all what is racism. We Dominicans, we have suffered a lot from xenophobia in Guadeloupe, so we know what is xenophobia. For example, you see what happened in South Africa. It was exactly the same experience that we Dominicans had in Guadeloupe in the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, 2000. Effectively, a lot of things have changed since.
Xenophobia in the sense of fear of foreigners, right? And we were treated as foreigners in Guadeloupe and in
effectively. All this is a form of heritage of colonialism. Exactly.
Yes.
Colonialism. All that is effectively. So we can see, like, for example, when you put persons, a human being, under intense pressure and you give him liberty, he have tendency to repeat the same thing that he were victim of his oppressors, like we can see in South Africa. In the 30s, in the 40s, in the 50s, 60s, Guadeloupe and us was living in a cool harmony. From the time development started in Guadeloupe, we had this victim of this kind of way, nous c'est dominicains, nous c'est anglais, nous c'est français, etc. And unfortunately, the loss wasn't for us. We were suffering from it, but today it became an advantage for us because the Guadeloupe people and the Martinique people are realizing now, from January to December, you hear them saying, c'est blanc la couillonne nous, c'est blanc la couillonne nous. On peut dire, on pas seulement couillonne yo. Moi, connais Guadeloupe, en l'hiver Guadeloupéen, yo marry depuis à yo, demi à yo. That means they don't have absolutely no man over. We Dominica, we have a Dominica. We have a country. We have a state. We make laws. We make rules. We can contract loan at the World Bank. We can contract loans at the Caribbean Central Bank. We are flexible. And unfortunately, knowing that flexibility that we have, we always believe that Guadeloupe, Martinique is better than us. There is advantages in the French country. There's advantages a lot, but there's as well inconvenient. As Dominica, as everywhere. We just have to know to use our strength, understand our weakness, and move on without trying to depend. Because, for example, the most qualified person, I won't talk in degrees wise, he has what you call a bachelor, plus 13 or 14, I think. And that person will never in his whole life go and represent his country at the United Nations. He will never be able to go and negotiate a loan at the World Bank. That means that he will keep his degrees, he will do a artisan with it, he will get old, and he will never be able to do that in his life. Things that is not our case. We have our leaders, they go everywhere, they negotiate with all other countries. And unfortunately, that advantage we have, we, instead of keeping it and develop it and, put it in advance, we're giving it away to others. We have, for example, that company, Jacques Garakan, which I'm going to talk about, and you will understand the situation. And for example, I would like to say that being an activist, I am very conscious of the engagement I've taken. Being an activist, you can be betrayed by your own people. Being an activist, according to what you say, what you do, you can be arrested by Dominican authority. I can be arrested by the French authority. Being an activist, I can be put in prison. It's things that happen. If you go too far, effectively, you can be put in prison. Being an activist, I can be deported from the French country if I go to an excess. Being an activist, I can even get assassinated. That is things that happen. But personally, I took my engagement and I swear loyalty to my country. Regardless what happened, I always remain fidel to my country. I stayed in Guadeloupe for many years. I never let persons condition my mind. I left Dominica like an independent and a resilient person. I live in Guadeloupe like an independent, resilient person, and I'm coming back to my country resilient, independent person. Never let anyone condition your mind. You should never let persons change your education. We have education with our base, we have our culture, we have our country, we have to love our people, love our environment, know who we are. And when you're a believer, let me tell you something. Money, education, whatever, is you. This morning I wake up from my bed, I am a great person. God give me life. You see, when you understand those things there, regardless where you go in life, you can never be influenced by other people or influence, or people can put you in a situation of inferiority because you know who you are. You know what God have done for you. You know your personality, you know?
So you were telling us about some of your activism has now taken you to the point where you are looking to protect Dominican interests as it relates to the French, all right? So Dominica vis-a-vis the French islands. And one of the key players in that, you said, Mr. Jacques Gadakan, who has several contracts, road building contracts here in Dominica. Understand he's currently building the road, the Roseau to Grand Bay Road, just finished the Kalinago to Pont Cassé and so on. Tell us what you found out as part of your research and so on this particular
Yeah.
individual.
Effectively, Jacques Gadakan brother is living about a quarter mile from where I live. Okay, in the morning when I'm going to have my sports, I'm passing in front of his house. And I can remember once his brother had a strike. His employees was on a strike, and I asked him how is business. He told me, la banque ne donne pas de l'argent. The banks is not giving money. So I told him that his brother Jacques Gadakan is doing well in Dominica. He told me, oh, monsieur. So I did not insist. So I understood there's a little tension. But it's to tell Dominican know that the majority of money this man is getting, he's getting in Dominica. You see what I mean? And I can give the proof because in 2016, those companies, they have obligation to publish their incomes, the net incomes.
Okay, so you're saying that the companies that are registered in the French islands, like Jacques Gadakan is registered in Guadeloupe.
Yeah.
He has to report his net income to the government of
not
Guadeloupe.
only to the government, but publish it.
It has to be published. So it's
On
public
the net.
knowledge. You can go
On
and
the
get that
internet and
information.
get that
And
information.
you've been able to access that information
Exactly,
and you have it.
exactly.
Okay.
Everybody can have
So what does that show?
For example, in 2016, Jacques Gadakan had a net income of 498,439 euro. His net income in 2016.
So that's roughly just about $1 million.
Yeah, a little bit more, 1.3,
1.3 million.
In 2024, during the period where he's functioning in Dominica, his net income came to 6,072,727.48. So you can see the difference.
From about $1 million, 20 times, just about over 20 million.
And take my word for it. That is a part of it. Because I know how things is functioning in Dominica. That is just a part of it. When you consider the minimum salary in the French country, net salary is 1,353 euro. That's the minimum salary.
Monthly
salary. When you employ somebody for this amount, that person is going to cost you between 2,400 and 2,500 euro. That means if you want to have an employee at this amount, you must, with the retirement, with the social security, the busman charge, it comes to about 2004 to 2005. Okay? Those companies there, they usually employ persons between 1,008 and 2,008. It can go right up to 3,000 euro because it's professional. It's skills person if you want. That is for a person who is starting a career as a skilled person. When you consider the salary in Dominica, $9.40 or $9.50 in my memory.
Yeah, it's about $9 now.
So you see, towards the price of the projects in Dominica, effectively the terrain is different. But when you consider the price of the employee, the work, the labor in Dominica, and you can see that the profit is very, very high. Knowing that the French country, you have much more norm. That means that when you have a project, you have to put a lot of security. You have to put a lot of things to standards. French standard. The French standard is very high, and all that costs. More it has standards, more that costs. So when you consider the situation, you've seen that these companies gain a lot of money in my country, and me as a Dominican, we are not getting peanuts. You know what I mean? Peanuts in Guadeloupe.
Yeah.
When the boat is leaving Dominica with products, it's leaving to about 10,000 euro. Okay. The boat sometimes live in Dominica with 5,000-6,000 euro products. Sometimes the hucksters stay in 1, 2, 3 weeks. They cannot get products to export. There's a problem. We have a market. We just have to organize ourselves. So what I'm trying to explain to the people is that we can put in place a cooperative, organize our agriculture. If we have to get few Haitians to come together to help us, it is a good deal. Because for example, we was in difficulty after Maria. Who got? It was the Haitian people. When we were suffering in Guadeloupe, who was on our side? It was the Haitian people. We just have to respect them and to see that they are paid and that the government, when they abuse as well, because personally, I really against the Haitian people abuse because they have been very nice people. I know Haitians. I have Haitian friends. A Haitian brother, when you give him half a bread, you can be sure that when his business is all right, he'll give you bread. You can be sure about it. Haitian people, and they're doing very well in Guadeloupe because they're moving on. There's about 500 Haitian stores in Guadeloupe.
Wow.
There's between 800 and 1,000 Haitian businesses that I'm talking structures. But there's about 2,000 or 3,000 Haitians, all the Haitians you see selling, the vendors for the tourists, etc. Towards my calculation, Mr. Thompson, that represents between 1.6 billion euro.
Wow. That they generate among themselves.
Mm-hmm. You have 30,000 Haitians in Guadeloupe. You have 60 to 70,000 Haitian children that was born in Guadeloupe. The Haitian people, they raise the children like them. They go to France, they stay exactly, they keep their principle. And it's good to have principle in life. Principle is a form of guidance, and that generate riches between yourself. I can remember when I arrived in Guadeloupe, the politicians, they were sending the police to run away the Haitians when they were selling here and there. Now it's the politicians that inviting the Haitian people. We Dominican, we are just on the side. We can do as much.
So, yeah, because that's what and I'm glad you come into this point, because here you have, and I'm glad you're setting the stage for us. So you have the Haitians operating in Guadeloupe and Martinique. They've been able to generate a 1.2 billion. There are about 30,000 of them that migrated. And in terms of Dominicans, how many Dominicans you estimate would have migrated to Guadeloupe? And also just in terms of a share. So we have a rough estimate of how much the Haitians are contributing in terms of over €1 billion. So how much do you think the Dominicans are doing?
So this is productivity. Okay, this is productivity. The Dominicans, there's between 10 to 12,000 Dominicans in Guadeloupe. There's about 25,000 Dominican children who was born in Guadeloupe. Dominica, in Martinique, is the same. Dominica is the most powerful government in the Caribbean with a human capital of 10,000, over 10,000 Dominicans in Guadeloupe. I don't know if Dominicans realizing what that represents. That means that if we invest in Guadeloupe, we build a Dominica People Investment Fund. For example, instead that the Dominican have $500 at the bank, where the bank give him 0.25%, the government can guarantee the people 3 or 4% interest, because inflation is between 2.2 to 2.5, guarantee 4% interest. This money, we invest this money in Guadeloupe, and we pay back this money at 6-7% to the government. Everyone is getting, not only the person that joined this investment fund, but the government as well is getting revenue from that money, because he's the one coordinating, because the government is the executive, you see. And we know culturally that how we are in Dominica, we don't function like the Haitian people. This is why the government have to educate, because the government is the executive, you know what I mean? So, and secondly, this money, in investing this money in Guadeloupe, we can have our own construction company. We can have our own chain of restaurants. We can export 15 or 20 more times Dashin yam, because you need Dashin yam, etc. Is a lot of exportation that we can do. Secondly, we can peel the Dashin in Dominica, put it on a vacuum pack. All that is jobs that we create in Dominica. I had a friend of mine who did that, but unfortunately he could not continue because he could not get sufficient supply in Guadeloupe, and one was the labor in Guadeloupe. It was a bit high for him. Okay,
so
he couldn't manage.
But he could do the business here in Dominica and then just export it, put it on the boat, and it's in Guadeloupe.
Effectively. But what I'm saying is good to do things between ourselves. You see what I mean? We always want to have that kind of dependent. Always put ourselves in a situation of begging. It's more honorable to be able to put ourselves in a situation of giver. That means instead that we have to ask the French government to give us a €200 grant here and there, it's better to build up businesses and prove to the French government that we can pay €2 million tax to them. We gain respect, we gain credibility. Instead that we come with always asking, but we're proving that we can build up businesses, we can pay them their tax, we gain our credibility, we gain our respect, etc. You can see, for example, money that regulates a lot of things in our society. Money is everywhere. Money can help you to facilitate your life. Money can help us to send our children to prestigious university. Money can help us to, for example, we can have many other. The French government is giving, for example, is authorizing right up to 60%, if my memory is correct, of your profits to an association. That means when we build those businesses in Guadeloupe, for example, the hospital, the infirmary need medication, for example. We can take a part of our profits, give it to an association, buy medication, and send it back to our country and deduct it from our tax. For example, we need we need, for example, we can build an association of reassessment. For example, the guys, when they come out from prison, because you put them in prison, they're not there for life. They have to get back their place in the society. In building an association of reassessment, we can take some of that money, help them, structure them, because all that, can help to facilitate when and the French government will be glad for that. Because imagine if we educate our people, we put them in a situation of reassessment, and we can avoid them from going trafficking drugs to Guadeloupe. It's beneficial for on our country, but as well the French country. You know what I mean? Because people will always move along. We can, for example, finance sports structure, an association for sports, an association for this, an elderly association. For example, the elderly is at the infirmary, they need yogurts. We can finance those things there and deduct it from our tax in the French country. You see, we can do a lot of things and very beneficial. And those figures there can go very quickly.
So what you are arguing for is to be able to organize the Dominicans in a way that they can make a bigger contribution to Dominica and also themselves, because it's a profitable venture. Okay, let's take some of the calls. I'm sure you've given us a lot to think on. Let's go to the telephones. Good afternoon to you.
Yeah, Doc, blessings again.
Yes, blessings.
And let me say welcome to the brother, welcome home, sir. Doc, I am listening to him, Doc, and he is talking about the ideal situation in the French island there, Guadeloupe, where France is doing everything, or even those who that are managing the whole governance of Guadeloupe, to make sure they put the people on the proper footing so the people can develop themselves rather than being frustrated. And Doc, anything that happened, Guadeloupe and Martinique and those places, they're quick to just start protesting and blocking and doing everything. So France do not want all that trouble on their hands. So they're trying to facilitate the people in all what he's explaining. So you may not know what is happening in Dominica is a system to maintain dependency, where everybody's looking for a pal rep for a prime minister to do something, to give them something, to help them with something. So they will not facilitate anything meaningful. They kill agriculture deliberately. They did not get rid of black cigar toca all over the Caribbean. No, they fought against it, and they still exporting it, but it is not at the same volume. Can I be right in saying that, Doc?
Yes, correct.
They tell us in Dominica, just cut down our plantations. And there was no rehabilitation program in Dominica. Now there's a coconut disease, there's a snail disease, there's a frog, not disease, but infestation with the snails and the frogs and all of that. What they're doing? Nothing. Because they're hoping and praying that after 26 years, Dominicans will just remain quiet, my beloved brother. With your good intentions, your good experiences, nothing like that will be implemented in Dominica, because guess what? They figure out we will just be quiet and be as zombies, the dead going through the motion of the living and never fight. So as an activist, whatever you can do to activate your people in Dominica to really resist that level of enslavement. Thank you for your contribution, sir.
All right, thank you. So effectively, you really want to encourage Dominicans, and this large number of Dominicans that are living just next door to us. You think that there can be a lot more that can be done in terms of even the traffic, between the islands, but your main focus would be some kind of fund that would be able to that all the Dominicans even could contribute towards, and then use those funds to then do stuff here in Dominica and also to get that.
Yeah, effectively. Not only the Dominicans are living in Guadeloupe, but Dominicans are living in Dominica as well and overseas. But we have to take initiative, because the power when you hear people saying, yeah, Roosevelt Skerrit have the power now belongs to the people. It's the people who have. He had the power during 20 years, 2026, 2027. Who has the power now? It's you. You can decide if you want to change things or you can get things better. This is why we have to go to the government, try to talk to the government. Anupali, the Prime Minister had a program which was named Anupali. à nous parler disparaître.
À nous parler sorte.
À nous parler disparaître. The Prime Minister came to Guadeloupe the last time. He didn't pass and see his people. We are deceived about it. He come and see white men. You know what I mean? Okay, I don't know which gendarme you want to bring to Dominica, you know, but we are deceived. We are saying it, and I hope he's hearing. We are disappointed. You come to Guadeloupe, you try to meet your people, try to hear what they have to say, how they're evaluating in the country. You see what I mean? When they come to Dominica, is always to talk about drugs, security. But wait a minute. History have shown the most powerful arm of French is not guns, is not bombs, is ruse. Ruse number one, they keep you away from information so that they can better control you. Ruse number two, they stigmatize you, make you believe, oh, la Dominique, c'est tellement dangereux, Dominica is so dangerous. Because they're afraid that what they did to us, that we repeat the same thing to them. But it's all us plan to see how they can come and buy our lands in Dominica. This is why we have to have more restrictions on land. Because this is where the Guadeloupe and the Martinique politicians fail. And in March this year, there was a politician, his father was a mayor and his own self was a mayor, and he made a declaration 1 week before he died. He said, they fail. We fail. And it's true, because in the 70s, in the 80s, in the 90s, they wanted investors. They facilitated European investors. Now, what did European investors do? They came, they were smiling to them, they were getting their liquor quart, and then now what they're doing, they bring their employees from France to do the job. And the Guadeloupe young people, they're on the road killing one another. And this is exactly the same error that we're doing in Dominica. We doesn't take initiative and try to push up our people. I get my share and that's it. But life is a cycle. We have our children after. Today, even those same politicians, their children is on the road. I can give an example in my family, the Shillingford family. On laisse pas tes Shillingford de Green Gite Kamine Dominique. Oyo. Because they didn't think about the generation that was coming after. You have the Douglas family in Portsmouth. They would never believe a liquor prime minister would come from a small village that would be ruined Dominica now. You see what I mean? Things change. And the prime minister have to know it's a cycle. The government have to understand a cycle. Today is yours, but there will be a bigger one tomorrow that will come. And who bigger one? The same one you're making come out from overseas is the same one tomorrow morning that they come in, they have the cycle. French people has a lot of psychology. You know what I mean?
So I want us to stay a little bit on this particular issue of land ownership and what you've seen. So in your view, you believe that the French, like the Guadeloupean and the Martiniquais, they're actually purchasing land here in Dominica and setting themselves up here in Dominica. And you believe because of that, but not only for them, but there should be stricter measures for persons buying property here in Dominica, because as far as you're concerned, especially for the Ivan activists, at some point, if we leave it just open like that, Dominicans will be left without land. It's a small island and so on. They'll be left without.
Mr. Thompson, if they decide they're going to sell agricultural land in Martinique or in Guadeloupe to Dominicans, Haitians or St. Lucian, Guadeloupe and Martinique, leave move. Because agricultural land is to feed your people.
Right.
Our agricultural land is for us to plant, it's for us to harvest, it's for us to transform, it's for us to package, it's for us to export. You cannot sell your agricultural land. That is your food reserve. You cannot sell that. Secondly, Dominica is not a continent. Dominica is an island. What we are saying is that the people we can put, instead of having an acre, an authorization for an acre of land to a foreigner, we can bring it down to half an acre of land. And secondly, we need a habitation tax and a frontier tax. That means to live in Dominica, you should pay €1,200 or $1,200 to live in Dominica. And this money, we could use this money to increase the salary of the NEPs, of the civil servants as well, okay? And even a part of it to build up our investment fund, to encourage our investment fund. Because the foreigner, he's passing. He buys property, see exactly what the people have been doing for the longest time, especially the Europeans. They come in, they buy a property at $200,000. They stay in Dominica, they live in the Zion like on a bird on a branch. They're selling it when they're living for $500,000. Then they sell it to another foreigner at $1 million. Do you believe if $9.50 you'll never be able to get that property again? You lose that forever. You see
Correct.
what I mean? We are not
Mhm.
xenophobic. We are not against everyone is welcome to Dominica. When the foreigners come to Dominica, we'll respect them and respect your life, the persons. Okay? Dominica, we have rules and laws. Dominica is not a jungle. Dominica is not a banana republic. Dominica, they're welcome to Dominica. They're welcome to Dominica. But we are telling them this country, there's people who is getting $1,000. And we need some euros, we need some dollars to arrange the life of those people there.
Mhm.
You see what I mean? You cannot
Absolutely.
have somebody working for $1,000 and asking the person to save $200. Mon Dieu, mais c'est pas nous capable ni. C'est
Mhm.
true
C'est pas
catch me.
possible. C'est pas
It's
possible.
it's not
Mhm.
possible. You just have to see the prices in Dominica.
Okay, let's go to the telephones. Good afternoon. Welcome to Talk on the Block.
Yeah, talk on the block now is something that I think the youth on the block was very using to, especially as Thompson Fountain, the mountain is there. And it's some very good educating program. I don't know the gentleman, but to me the gentleman has some good information, real information. To me, I give it to you in the coward color. He's a street monger. You know what I mean? You see a lot of things. You know, a lot of things happen. You know, and have to keep his mouth shut. That's how I look at that man. He really explaining things. But look not easy. You know, but it is a very nice place. How you put yourself, you can be a man in 6 months. No joke about it. You look today, in 6 months, you can be a man. How you put yourself. And the gentleman is right. You understand? We are not united. How the Frenchman can come to Dominica with a card identity and leave and make his shopping and slide back. And we always have to go to the other door, which they call the back door. Because it's in our DNA. Take a boat, take a tube. And that's how we just do it. So when you say that, you expect us to continue doing it, it's too hard to get people to go. We should have somebody right there at the embassy where you can go and prove whatever. And then you just go and check your legacy. You understand? When the gentleman now is giving some information that no government minister, not even the prime minister, gives that information. He's telling me as a street man, it's bad organization in Dominica. Let's say, oh, let's take it fast. I'm not no politician, or you say I'm in politics, but I am speaking for country and what I passed through coming up in the 60s and the 70s. It is not better now than when we used to go in the garden and pick tulips, okay? So the gentleman is letting us understand it's bad administration that having whoever carrying guns, bombs, and drugs. Yes, because why? I am born as the same thing, and by the sweat of under my seed, that's how I eat my bread. And that is what the gentleman is saying, you know. Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit, Minister of Security, Mr. Blackmore, okay, the president in the residence, come on the radio station and educate us like how this gentleman is doing, you know, because he's telling you that the fellas and them is just dying in what, shooting one another. For what? For bad organization again. You understand? So long a boat has to come, no boat not coming. Thank God for Ryan. We have one sitting down, like a museum down under the cliff. Nobody helping him with a badge with nothing to pull it out to see it. I mean, what is this about? We have to suffer too much. So, gentlemen, in closing, before my head get too hot, because we already, I'm looking for Skerrit, I'm looking for Linton, I'm looking for Mountain, I'm looking for country, everybody. I will speak. I know nobody blows. Anytime I speak, I know what I'm speaking about. Gentlemen, you're right. If you can put a group of people on the agriculture in Dominica, like about 500 people, man, you will get more and you're going to survive. Because you see the produce outside just there, Antigua, St. Vincent, Mondstadt, those kind of things. We have market for our produce. We have land that never touched with it, virgin soil where we can plant. But what? Come and beg instead. And that is our goal and our failure, including that gentlemen, good program. So, you see how you be, you see what you be there, active whatever. But you still have to watch your back because I myself, they do the station I go in with them. I'm not afraid of it, but I do it. So then when they kill me on the old cabin, gentlemen, are you guys in closing? Whenever they kill me on the old cabin, not to take me and hide me nowhere. Just leave me on the side of the road. When somebody passes, I'll have a happy burial. Bye bye for those who with me.
All right.
Love you
Thank
all,
you.
brothers.
Okay. Thanks a lot. Thank you very much. All right. Okay. Well, let's do that. Let's take a quick break and we'll come back with. All right. But before we do that, let's take this final call. Then we'll take a break. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yes. Welcome to Talk on the Block.
Yeah, thank you very much. Very interesting program. And a program like that, as long as I get the opportunity, I will call. I want to ask this gentleman because Dominican has been trading in Guadeloupe for a very, very long time. Go way back up to even before Rosie Douglas days. And the 15 days that have been given to Dominican, I want to ask him whether he thinks that it still remains sufficient. Because I like to me the 15 days is not enough. We take our produce, we go to Guadeloupe, and by the time a week and a half, 2 weeks gone, we have to run back down, buy a ticket to go back down, and then to come back. But the most important thing for Guadeloupe, you have to leave before 15 days, because it's only 15 days we have to stay. Seeing that he have the knowledge, can he please explain if possible things can change and sensitize us that are listening a little bit on that, please, because we really need more than 15 days. Yes. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you very much, caller.
As usual, keep up the good work.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Let's take this other call and then we'll respond to this query. Good afternoon. Welcome to Talk on the Block.
Yeah, good afternoon, Dr. Fountain, and good afternoon to your guests in studio. Dr. Fountain, how many days you been covering for math?
Started on Monday. Today's my fourth day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your fourth day. And look at the individuals that you have on the program, just your fourth day. An individual with his knowledge and expertise that work in the United States, that retire with Cornell and work all over the world with big companies as far as electrical and those things like that. Now look, you have this gentleman here from Guadeloupe coming on the program, informing us about how things can change. My brother, this is why we need new governance in Dominica. Dominica have the potential. We have the people, the know-how. We got Dr. Dale Dongleben. That is trauma surgeon in Pennsylvania. We have all the Dominicans, that's the doctors in America that want to work and help Dominica. Dominica, this is the chance that you'll have. Because I'm listening to this gentleman right here talking about what the Haitians are doing in Martinique. That's my people. I love them dearly. We can do just the same. We can coexist together. Dominica, Guadeloupe, Martinique, St. Lucia, and the Virgin Islands. We can do those things. We have potential in Dominica. And again, look how our young people is into music. We got to work together with them. There's a saying in the Bible that says, you don't throw pearls to swine. I understand this. I hope it's not the Labour Party giving the ideas, because they're not going to take it. They're just going to dump it in the garbage. So just don't think you're giving them ideas, because they don't need, their time is expired. We need a new governance to move Dominica forward. Look at the condition of our place right now. So I'm listening, Doc. I just want to thank you, Doc, for what you've been doing for the past few days. And Dominicans, I hope you all are listening. Listen, on est désormais avec une bouche. Écoutez des fois avec parler une fois. Thank you. I'm listening.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much, caller. Okay, so we're going to take a quick break. And then when we come back, you'll respond to that specific question about the 15 days given in Guadeloupe. So we'll take a break and we'll be right back.
1 year ago, the seed of faith was planted, and today we are in awe of what the Lord has done. Abundant Grace Ministries joyfully invites you, the entire community, of the first ever 1 year church anniversary celebration under the theme, The Tree Begins to Grow. Join us on Sunday, July 12th, 2026 at 4 p.m. in the Apostles' Estate next to the Spanish Church for a life-changing service with guest speaker Pastor Paul Ricketts. Expect an atmosphere of praise, prayer, worship, deep revelations, thanksgiving, and a timely word from the Papa God. Bring a friend, bring a family member, and let's celebrate the growth and abundant grace ministries. This service will also be carried live on Z King Radio and Q95 FM. Ordinary people doing extraordinary things.
But if they could, they would say something like this. I like Linus Plateau. They must tell my daughter, my family brought me to Linus after I died. And the way Linus took care of my body with respect and dignity, my jamais avec à West Special à l'émoté vivant. Linus Funeral Home, 30 years of experience, professional, reliable and compassionate service. We've had 24-hour emergency service. So là, mon numéro, pas quitter un rien bas ou dire. Qui est 449-1800, 275-7564, 449-2100, or the emergency number, 277-1800. Avec qui tout busy in Linus. That time is for you to breathe and grieve. Linus is not willing that any should die, but Zandra, you must go. So when you go with the best chaperone. Linus Funeral Home. Mama tutu famdi, si c'est pas Linus, il a vini à l'été.
Our numbers are 449-1800, 449-2100, 275-7564, and 276-0400. Call Linda.
Somebody book here like the Creole. Mouvement Créole assure tout le monde créole pour attention. Comité pour études créole Dominique et puis Radio QFM qui présenté Mouvement Créole. Tous les mardis soirs au 6 après-midi. Information, blague, interview, l'histoire, problème, discussion, reportage, apprendre à parler et puis écrit créole. Lien avec ton peuple créole. Bon musique créole. Mouvement Créole. Nous faisons rendez-vous, messieurs, mesdames, tous les mardis soirs. QFM qui est frappé avec bon power créole. Sans ça participer, qui est nous rapidement Timamaïla. Mouvement créole à seconde station QFM. Voici avec nous tous les mardis soirs 6h pour Mouvement créole. Matchez ça.
Welcome back to Talk on the Block. We're there talking to Mr. Ken Chillington, an activist from Dominica, but residing for many, many years, over 4 decades in the neighboring island of Guadeloupe. And before we took the break, there was a gentleman who wanted to get your views on the 15 days given to Dominicans going into Guadeloupe.
Mr. Thompson, I think that you have to treat persons sometimes the way they treat you. Okay? It's not too good sometimes to compromise too much, you know? They give us 15 days. We give them 15 days as well. You see what I mean? We have to treat French people the way they treat us. Guadeloupe and Martinique is just 800,000. We are about 25 to 40 million people in the Caribbean, Black people in the Caribbean. And what? The majority of people that you see coming to the Creole Festival, coming to Dominica, this is Dominican children that was born in Guadeloupe. You can just see that a lot of people coming to Creole Festival, the artist is passing on Saturday night. They come Saturday afternoon, and Sunday morning they're gone. Treat people how they treat you. When they come to Dominica, treat them nice. Treat them, give them good treatment, tell them they're welcome to Dominica, etc. They want to give you 15 days. Okay, we give them 15 days as well. They pay a habitation frontier tax. No, we don't pay habitation tax. We pay only frontier tax, but it's always the same amount. Okay? Put the rules like that for them. Put rules in our country. When the foreigner come, you have to pay. You cannot just come to Dominica. No, you have to pay. You have to pay $1,200 US to live in Dominica. every year, and 2 months before the ending of the year, you have to be ensured that it's paid, because if not, you're going to have 10% penalty. Bring up our standards, because it's because we're not bringing up our standards, people are not respecting us. Mr. Fontaine, the first time I went to Guadeloupe, I was 10 years old with my biological mother. It took us 7 hours to reach in Guadeloupe. It was on Dor West. And we was in the engine of that. When we arrived in Guadeloupe, when I came out and we come in the dock and I saw Guadeloupe, I said, wow, it's paradise. I did not even know it was the starting beginning of hell. You know, nothing was, listen, all what I'm going to say tonight, there's 10,000 Dominicans you can call on Q95 and tell Mr. Schillingford what you're saying there is not true, or if it's right or it's wrong. When we gave our passport to the police officer, he pulled the passport in my biological mother's hands, savagely. Osokai, we were terrified. It's the first violence that we Dominicans will receive when we arrive in Guadeloupe. Nothing wasn't given to us easily. Dominicans and Haitians, nothing wasn't given to us easy. We fight, we survive because we are resilient people. The Haitian people are resilient people. Today, the French people, Guadeloupe people are saying the French people fool them. Okay, we are the friends of the Caribbean, but we have to bring up our standards. Treat people the way they treat. I'm going to give you another example. A very tangible example. For example, 1 hour flight on a jet is about 1,000 kilometers. That can cost you between 120, 150 euro on a jet, on a plane.
You mean from Guadeloupe to?
No, anywhere. Practically everywhere around the world. Let's put it that range between 120, 150, 1,000 kilometers. To come out from France, to go to Corsica, from Nice in France to go to Ajaccio in Corsica is 300 kilometers. 300 kilometers, about 5 hours boat. You pay between 60 and 80 euro to that portion.
That portion, right.
On low season, you can pay between 40 to 60 euro in low season. Okay, they can say it's France. Effectively, we are international. D'accord, we are international. But what is justifying to come out Pointe-à-Pitre to reach in Dominica, which is 106 kilometers, we are paying 120 euro. Now it's 138 euro. Knowing that they're not coming Dominica especially for us, they're going to Martinique. That means the same amount of diesel that you're spending. Yes, you have a pot to pay because Dominica is international. I would like to ask the government how much they're paying like that. You know, there was one employee that was working on the boat. She piled up the tickets of Guadeloupe and Martinique people. She's an ex-employee. I will not say her name. She piled up the tickets. When Guadeloupe people is traveling on the boat, it was about 2 inches. She tell me, look at that. When you see St. Lucian and Dominicans is traveling on the boat, when she piled it up, it came to 6 inches. That means we are bringing something to this company.
Right.
We need a little bit of respect. All that is that why I'm telling Dominicans we're going to build a mega association in Dominica. We need to take good lawyers in the French country to defend our interests. $20 minimum per year. That is nothing. That is about $1.68 per month. $1.68, listen, to get good lawyers to defend our interests when you have a problem. Because for years, we have always solving our problems. All the governments have doing it. Every time we have a problem in Guadeloupe, we're going to call that person in Guadeloupe. We're going to call that person in Martinique. Now they're telling us that Martinique is part of CARICOM. Martinique is welcome in the CARICOM. Martinique people is much more nicer with us. We have to recognize that. Haïtien di Maï Blanc. Martinique people, now they trying to enter into CARICOM, but that is a set of influence persons that are at the back of it. We doesn't see what is at the back, because now they're knowing that they can no longer travel in first class with a suitcase of euro and go and hide this money in Switzerland. It's easier to cross the Caribbean Sea on a private plane or on a sailboat and go and put this money in an offshore bank. Personally, I'm recognizing Martinique as part of CARICOM. One, I will see girls and boys in Dominicans are capable of going to Martinique to say, but listen, I'm going to pass 10 months in Martinique to get a job, work and come back to my country. Because that Martinique part of CARICOM, we're opening the door for them, but we We want to
have access, better access.
Better
as well.
access. You see what I mean? Better access. You know what I mean? When, for example, you come, we sell our land because our land is the only thing that we have to compete with Guadeloupe and Martinique. When I went to arrive in Guadeloupe a few years from there, one, for example, products was manufactured in Martinique. Guadeloupe people was not buying it. They wasn't buying it. One product was manufactured in Guadeloupe, Martinique a dit moi pas qu'acheter. Now things have changed because I have a lot of laws against xenophobia, favoritism that have changed. Big company in Martinique, in Guadeloupe, when they had to get a project in Martinique, they were blocking them. Martinique was in Guadeloupe when they come to Guadeloupe. So if those two islands, which is island sisters, they have that little rivalry, that little competition between them. We have to fly on our own wings. Yes, we have to cooperate with Guadeloupe people. Yes, we love Guadeloupe people. Yes, we love Martinique people. But we are telling the government of the Dominica, we, the Dominicans of the new generation, want to fly on our own wings. I don't want a Guadeloupe person to hold my hands and ask me to follow him. We have to find a way with Guadeloupe and Martinique people. I do not want to pick up the pieces that fall in from Guadeloupe and Martinique people table. I want to be at the table with the Guadeloupe and Martinique people. Is that too difficult to understand? When you have a child, you raise your child, you give the child a good education. The child tell you, Papa, listen, I am grown up now. I want to fly on my own wings. What would you do? Let him fly on his own wings. We are telling the Prime Minister, I'm saying it's direct that word to the Prime Minister. We, the Dominicans of the new generation, we have the knowledge. We speak French fluently. Our children study in the most prestigious university in France. For example, my daughter, she has a bachelor in economics and she has a master's in a business. Okay? Those children, they're educated children. From the very first time my daughter was in a cradle, I always spun in her head. Travaille à l'école pour mettre ton intelligence, ton savoir au service de la Dominique. Work at school so that you can put your intelligence and knowledge to serve Dominica. We want to fly on our own wings. We do not want people to come and just give us any. Listen, this man become a multimillionaire in Dominica. You see what I mean? His brother is living a quarter mile from my country. You see what I mean? Secondly, in building this association, I evaluate 4 cases. If the Prime Minister is not taking into consideration, he doesn't try to meet us, he doesn't open the door so that we can dialogue, exchange. I evaluated 4 cases that we can file against Jacques Garakan in the French country. If the Prime Minister is not trying to meet us, we don't want to fight against the country. One, for suspicions of corruption, because we know it exists. I was talking to a guy in Guadeloupe, a business person. He told me he would like to invest in Dominica. How we feel about it? I tell him, yes, absolutely. You can come and invest in Dominica. Dominica is a secured island. He told me, a business person, as I did not hear it with my ears, I will say a business person, okay? Told me, yes, a business person told him that it's good to invest in Dominica, but the politicians always asking something. That's what the fellow told me. I didn't say name, but everybody knows who I'm talking about. Because it's something that he told me. I did not hear it with my ears. If I heard it with my ears, let me tell you something. Before I take the decision to be an activist, I went to the gendarme and I told them what I'm going to do, my activities. I went to my doctor and I make a medical certificate with 28 exams, including cocainoid. Cocainoid is somebody who take drugs or whatever, or cannabisoid. To prove to my country on those things that I am clean. I've never touched marijuana with my hands. I've saw people cutting marijuana on the roadside with the seeds and stuff like that. If I see cocaine, I might not even know it's cocaine. I know the difference between toluene and flour. I know toluene is glassy and flour is fatty. I can make the difference. I've never linked in those things there. And secondly, I have absolutely no suicide tendencies. I heard a man say, take care whatever. Moi pas payer rien. Moi on s'en bat à quoi? Nous que goumer, nous ka goumer, nous ka swimmer, nous pas ka pleurer. When we left Dominica, then my biological sent me back to Dominica. I went back to Dominica, Guadeloupe. I was 14 years old. At 15 years, I was alone, like a lot of Dominican women did, abandoned and continued my way alone. When I was 22 years old, my ex-wife was 22. We got married, we were 22. You know, in church, you get married very young. When I was 23 years old, I told my ex-wife, I am not going to let French people exploit me. I am 55 now. I've never worked for a French person again. So if I can do it, why Dominicans cannot do it?
Okay. All right, great. Let's take this, which will be our final call this afternoon. Good afternoon. Welcome to Talk on the Block.
Yes. Good afternoon again. Um, I want to ask the gentleman, are you aware, since we have gotten that 15 days, are you aware of any government, any association has been trying to get more than the 15 days for the Dominican people that trading over there? Are you aware? If you have any knowledge of that, of any government or whatever trying, because that talk has been around for a number of years that we would need more than 15 days. It's like we hear today, tomorrow the 15 days reach and we don't finish our business and we have to leave. So I just wanted to know if in case, maybe I'm not aware, that if any government or if any association has been working on that or has been trying and then we have been neglected in Dominica. Let me hear you speak on that one.
All right, we'll allow you to respond, and we are out of
Yes.
time. So a quick response.
Yeah, there's something that Dominicans have to understand. Guadeloupe and Martinique is not a state. Guadeloupe and Martinique is a region. They don't make rules and laws in Guadeloupe and Martinique. Everything is made from France. They cannot make a law specially for Guadeloupe and for Martinique because it would be discriminatory to us, whether in our favor or not. Guadeloupe and Martinique is not a state. The French make the law and Guadeloupe and Martinique follow. This is why we have to erase that mentality. Always give Guadeloupe and Martinique that tendency that when we go to Martinique, we have a cons to give. You don't have, the law does not belong to Guadeloupe, Martinique people or the French white people. The French law does not belong to a police officer or a gendarme. The French law does not even belong to the president of France, l'autre jour, you foutez la jolle. You see what I mean? The rules and laws is acts and articles written in a book that don't talk, that don't reason, have no comprehension. That is law. And this is what we Dominicans have to respect. If the French government, we can always make a demand, you know what I mean? But if the government, we're not going to stick on that. We're going to move on. Let's move on with use your weakness and battle. You want to give us 15 days? We'll do it in 15 days. What you prefer? Go to Guadeloupe for 15 days and get money, or go to Guadeloupe for 2 months and don't get a damn? We have to choose. You know what I mean? It's their country. They make the rules and the laws. We have to make our rules and our laws as well. They give us 15 days over there. Let's give us 15 days. One day we'll see in Dominica they get in 15 days. Then you'll say they want to change the rules. They pay habitation tax, the frontier tax. We're giving them a habitation and frontier tax. Then if they want to load on something, Guadeloupe and Martinique, as we are cooperating with them, we can give them a 25% discount. But you have to treat people how they treat. We are lowering down too much our standards to those countries there. It's time that Dominicans understand we are Dominican. We have pride as well. You know what I mean? Treat people the way they treat you. You treat them nice when they come to you treat them sympathetic. We respect their rights. Dominica is not a jungle. Dominica is not a banana republic. Dominica has rules and laws. We have everything in Dominica. Treat people the way they treat you. They give us 15 days, give them 15 days in the country. If they overstay, we treat them exactly the same way.
All right, thank you. I hate to see the conversation come to an end, but we are out of time. So Ken, let me thank you for coming in and wish you success in the setting up of this organization as you go back to Guadeloupe and talk to the Dominicans living there. I'm sure many of them are listening this afternoon and would obviously want to reach out to you as you plan to organize Dominicans in a way that can be beneficial to them and to Dominica. So thank you for that. And thank you for talking to us today.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, we'll be back tomorrow with another edition of Talk on the Block. But let me just say a big thank you to all of you who contributed today, who called, who took the time to listen. It was definitely good having you. We'll be back with another edition on a Friday. Until then, have a wonderful day, everyone. Bye-bye.
Cherry, oh, baby. But you see, I'm in love with you. If you don't believe I do, then why don't you try me? I will never let you down. I will never make you wear no frown. You say that you love me madly. I will accept you gladly. Cherry, oh, baby. You know I'm in need of thee. If you don't believe it's true, what have you for me to do? So long I've been waiting for you to come right here. And now that we are together, please make all my joys come over. Cherry, oh, baby. But you see, I'm in love with you. If you don't believe I do, then why don't you try me? I will never let you down. I will never make you wear no frown. You say that